Hi, can you tell me a little bit about your chewing tobacco use?
So I started chewing tobacco about 2 years ago, and I've pretty much been doing it ever since. I occasionally take a couple weeks off, but then I always end up starting it up again.
So, how do you feel about your use of chewing tobacco?
I mean, I do it mostly when I'm stressed, but I know that it's really not good to do, and a lot of people that I care about have really not liked that I've done it.
So, it kind of sounds like, on one hand, you know that it's wrong and that your family and your friends don't really like it, but on the other hand, you kind of keep doing it. Do you kind of know why you do that? Is there a certain reason behind it?
I don't think there's any really underlying reason for it. I just got addicted to it, and I guess I just like to do it when I'm stressed about something or there's certain triggers that make me want to do it.
So, I understand why chewing tobacco would be good for you because you feel less stressed and stuff when you use it. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, it's. I mean, other people have other coping mechanisms for stress, but it's really just the way that I de-stress.
Have you ever tried any other type of coping mechanisms for when you're stressed, like exercising or any other healthy ones you've seen from other friends, or has it always just kind of been chewing tobacco's been your outlet?
Usually, I use exercise, or that was one of the forms that I would use, but then I started chewing, and that just seemed to give me like the most stress relief. But definitely, exercising is one of the ways that
Mm-hmm.
I help to get rid of my stress.
Is there a certain reason why you turned to chewing tobacco instead of exercising?
Not really. I just like chewing tobacco, and I guess I'm just used to it at this point where it's just a habit to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you ever tried to quit or thought about quitting?
I've
Or
definitely tried to quit many times, and like I said, I have taken weeks off before, but then I'll be around people that do it, and it makes me want to do it more. So it's really hard, especially when
mm-hmm.
I'm at school, to quit. So I'm hoping to quit at some point.
Okay. Well, it's awesome that you've been able to quit and kind of realize you should quit. But in the past, how have you been able to actually take the steps towards quitting?
I think I saw, like, I would look up things about chewing tobacco and things that it causes, and I think that would freak me out, or I just would be at home away from people that would do it, so I didn't really have many triggers that would remind me of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, has chewing tobacco created any problems for you in your life at all?
Um, Physically, no, besides um, sometimes my gums are sore, but I mean, I think it's hurt me more socially because it affects the people around me, like my friends and the people that are closest to me, because I know they don't like it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely affecting them by doing it.
So do you think? I mean, it clearly kind of hurts your social life a little bit, but do you feel like it's hurting you? Do you actually see that it could potentially be a problem and kind of hurt you in the long run, or?
Yeah, I definitely um, think that there could be consequences of it if I continue to do it for a while. Um, but yeah, there's always that chance.
Mm-hmm. What worries you? Do you have about the chewing tobacco? Do you kind of just feel like it's whatever, it's fine, or do you kind of have certain concerns about it when you're doing it?
I definitely have concerns about it, like when I feel the effects of it, meaning like my gums are bleeding or
Mm-hmm.
swollen or something. Like that definitely freaks me out. I haven't really seen any other side effects of it.
Mm-hmm. But so you don't see really kind of the long term, such as you've heard about cancer and different things over in the that can happen in the future. What do you think might happen, or like what kind of concerns you about what could happen in the future if you continue to stay the way you are?
I'm definitely concerned about like mouth cancer in the future if I continue to keep using chewing tobacco. Like it's definitely a scary thought to think of. So it's not that I don't realize what the consequences could be.
So you see the consequences. So from that, do you feel like you want to quit now? Like, I know you say it's harder with people around, which is completely understandable. Like, to watch someone else do it, it's obviously going to make you want to do it. But like, do you see that like you should quit or you want to quit? Just maybe not exactly this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have been wanting to quit for a long time. I just didn't, I guess I just wasn't ready to quit right away, and I know that I'll get to that point at some time, but yeah, it's definitely been a thought on my mind for a really long time.
So what do you think you could actually like gain from changing your chewing tobacco, like by quitting it or even just stop like doing it less and less over time? Do you think like you could actually gain anything from that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously I won't experience the side effects that I do now. Also financially, I think stopping will help because I'm not spending money buying tins every week.
Yeah. So you feel like kind of not only physically like with kind of like your gums and getting tired, like when you're kind of having like withdrawals, like you said you feel like in lacrosse and stuff like that, like you've mentioned before, like so you feel like things could actually be better for you, like
Yeah, definitely. I think things will be better in all aspects if I quit, and I definitely would feel better about myself when I finally get to that point.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, how important is it for you to quit chewing tobacco?
I would say about a 7 or 8 because I know I have to quit. It's just like finding the right time for me, like when I know that I'll be able to do it and stick to it.
So you wouldn't say like a 9 or a 10 just because of like where you are in your life, or?
Right, I wouldn't say a 9 or a 10 because I'm not really pushing myself to quit right now, but I definitely want to quit sometime soon.
Okay. And so you wouldn't say it was like a 1 or a 2 or anything kind of lower because you do realize that like you need to quit? Is that what it is? Just
Yeah,
you aren't
exactly.
100% ready to at this exact moment.
Right, so yeah, definitely not a 1 or a 2 because I'm definitely
So
at that point.
you think like if you had to think about what would make it move up to a 9 or 10, it would kind of be more of just like you'd be more comfortable at home when you're not surrounded by it at school? Or
Yeah,
is there any other
definitely, like,
factors that could help you move up to like a 10?
right, I think like not having those triggers would definitely get me to a 9 or a 10, and I think just realizing that it just needs to end at some point and it needs to be soon.
Um, what difficult goals have you achieved in the past? Like, has there been anything that you could kind of relate to chewing tobacco that you like thought you couldn't quit and then you did? Like, do you see anything like, or maybe you thought like doing it less, something like that? Have you been able to create goals for yourself and achieve them that you could kind of use as motivation for this?
Yeah, I mean, well, when I stop for a while, my mouth doesn't hurt, and I think my teeth actually get whiter from not doing it. So like seeing improvements in that definitely makes me want to quit, and yeah, just not being in pain.
So, what do you think might work for you if you decided to change and which you kind of know you want to? Like, do you have any certain little like ideas about what you could do to reach that goal of finally quitting, other than just kind of not just surrounding yourself around those people, which is obviously a good one. But like, do you think maybe like looking up like ways to quit or any other like ideas like that would help you?
Um, well, yeah, I think that me just, I mean, I think like me being in a different environment is gonna help with me quitting. And I also think that um, that me just realizing that I probably I can't really afford it
Mm-hmm.
to do it all the time, like that's definitely gonna be motivation to quit. So
So on a scale of 0 to 10 again, but this time, like, how confident are you in your ability to actually quit?
a 10.
A 10?
I'm definitely confident that I can quit.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you wouldn't say like why wouldn't you say like a 9 or an 8, anything like that? Like, why are you so confident?
Because I realize the consequences of it, and those consequences are enough to make me want to quit.
All right, that's awesome. Well, I hope you reach your goals, and thank you so much for letting me interview you.
Anytime.